That's right. I see you. We got those bottles of Lobo coming out. Say what?
Hi, you guys. I don't know if you, I know I said I was going to put the video up, and I still don't have it, of Tyrone and Ace. I guess they have made their relationship official. They have a video um, of the two of them together. So the reunion was what, Friday night? I don't know. It was a lot going on. It was definitely a lot going on. I don't know what's going on with Precious. She said in her interview, one of her interviews earlier on, that she was going to have a moment with someone. It looks as if she had a few moments, though, right? She had a few moments, or she's going to have a few moments, because, of course, I think her, she definitely wanted to address Demetrius, right, for the things that he was saying during the season. So I feel like the energy was really for him, but then it was other people catching it as well, right? Like Donovan and LaVerne. And so I don't know. And I'm just waiting to see if she's going to come back next week, because, she walks off. And the season before, who was that? Somebody else walked off, and then they end up coming back. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Um, I do think that's disrespectful when people start spreading stuff like people are high or they're drunk, and you don't really know if that's true or not, right? Um, that could just be her personality, because I think we're seeing some personalities that we really didn't. Joy's personality seems a little very different from the way they showed her through the season. Um, I'm lost in why she has an issue with Dakiya, because they're on a dating show, right? So I don't really get why she has an issue with her. Um, it's somewhat of a competition, right? And even though people knew that how they felt about each other, if he still was giving Dakiya attention, which obviously he was up until the cabin, I think that was fair. So I don't know why she's saying she disrespected her. Maybe something else happened. So I'm just gonna wait and see what that's about. Um, Sabrina definitely comes off as the Mac of the year. she, I feel some people feel like she was, maybe she just really was trying to figure out if Demetrius was for her. But I kind of agree with the people that are saying she was just kind of there playing games. She's smirking a lot and smizing, and it it's not coming off sincere. Um, and then the whole thing about her kissing Donovan and Demetrius going back and telling his mother, that's why she's saying she didn't want to meet the mother, the family, because I guess she felt like his mother already had like an opinion of her. Um, so, I mean, I don't think it's a good idea for you to meet anybody's family. That's just me. I don't think everyone should get in front of people's families. That's just my opinion. Um, but like some people are saying that is a part of the show. That's a part of the show when you go there, um, whether you agree with it or not. So I don't know, but I guess because he knew about the kids, she probably felt uncomfortable going in front of his mother, and I think that it probably was what it was, um, that kept her from participating in that. And also, I just think she just changed her mind, about Demetrius, and maybe she just wanted to be on the show. I do feel like some of these people just want to go on the show and put this on their resume, you know. Um, and that's really all it is. That's just what I think. I still feel like some of that didn't make sense. And if you really felt like Demetrius was that one, why were you off kissing somebody else? Like, exchanging saliva is not something you just do casually out here. At least that's what I think, anyway. I'm not talking about like a kiss on the cheek or whatever. I'm talking about, it sounds like they were kissing. So it's just, it don't make sense. And I can understand why Demetrius will pull back from her. And the Tori situation as well. And I think Tori said that as well. Like, I'm not going to give her all this attention if she has getting all this attention from other people. So I don't know. Um, Now I'm gonna bring something up that has nothing to do with the actual reunion. Now, I had a title on one of my videos, and I said Christina when she went live, and then I swear her account came into my comments and said that Christina is not her name, but heard people calling her Christina Friday. So what is that about? Like, I'm lost on that one. And it's neither here nor there, but I just thought that was kind of funny because I'm like, I know I wasn't tripping. I swore I was hearing nephew Tommy call her Christina. They may be going in and out of Tina and Christina, right? But yeah, what does she mean that's not her name? I don't know. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I don't know what she was trying to say with that. But I thought that was kind of funny because I think somebody else called her Christina. It may have been Precious. Because Precious was explaining how she was going to get on a call with Tina and Carmen. And I guess, they were deciding who was going to get eliminated or something. This is when I guess they were going to eliminate LaVerne. And so LaVerne and Precious got into it because he was saying that Precious gave him that information ahead of time, right? And so she kind of, Precious was on 20 over that, because she was saying that that's not how it happened, that she spoke to Carmen and she feels like Carmen, I guess, may have taken this information to LaVerne. Now, Carmen is very close to all of those guys, right? She's been posting a bunch of pictures with them all over her Instagram. So I could believe it if she took something like that back to those guys, and she probably was taking a lot of stuff back to them, right? On top of them taking things to each other. And I'm like, how could Sabrina, she clearly wasn't watching this show season after season because I don't know how she thought that. Um, okay, but she was like acting like I was calling her by the wrong name. If your name is Christina, but you want to be called Tina, then just kind of say that. But I'm like, okay, was I tripping? When was I watching when somebody was named Christina? Now, I'm halfway paying attention to these TV shows, but I thought I was really hearing somebody call her that. It's neither here nor there, but it's just the idea of her coming into my comments to correct me, and then that's actually really her name. Maybe she just don't want people to know her name. I don't know what it is. I can't call it. But yeah. And then she is speaking up, Tina. She's about to say why I guess she was really one because I was trying to figure it out as well. Like, why was she wanting to leave the show? And she's maintains that she was already off the show, even though they kept making it seem like she was still there. Um, and she's saying something about Paul wanted her to self eliminate, which is weird because Paul wasn't self eliminating. So, I mean, unless he was going to eliminate himself as well, I don't know. And then maybe he just didn't think it was a good idea for them. I don't know. I guess they will explain it next week. But I'm kind of wondering why she is putting that out there. Um, and I think Donovan had just had a lot of people on. Clearly he had a list of people. He and Sabrina probably are better matched than they think they are. Um, they both had a list of people, I guess, because now they added Joy to his list, and he had Tina and Sabrina and Carmen. So I don't think he was really that serious either, and I guess she realized that. And then she kind of didn't like the whole Demetrius and Sabrina truth or dare thing because she kind of called Demetrius out about that. I'm speaking of Tina. So I don't know. I guess like she said, if she realized that she didn't really have a match there, why stay there? Um, but the Paul stuff sounds really weird. I don't know. I guess because so many people thought he was maybe too old for her. I mean, if that's the way they try to put it out there with this show, then that's just the way they try to put it out there. I do think they could do better by um, making sure if they're going to have people at 30 years old on there, they have other 30-year-olds on there to match, to at least give them the opportunity to um, mingle with someone that's in their age group. I don't, that is kind of weird that you would have one 30-year-old woman on there and all these men and that's closer to 50. Like, yeah, most of the times they don't have the same things. They're not looking for the same things. I should word it that way. She's still at the stage of building a family. You know, Paul probably has grown children, right? He might even have a grandchild. So what is the I don't know. I think they're doing a lot with that, and I think it's a little bit of men wanting to feel like all these young women want them, and they really don't. Let's just keep it real about that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm curious to see because I think she even called him granddaddy. Do I have it in this post? I'm not sure. But they recently got into it on Instagram as well because she said that, "Who are you guys gonna believe, me or Grandpa?" And then he said, he that's why he told Tommy not to do that young thing. Um, it- I don't know, something he said he was gonna pray for her, but yeah, I mean, he either said that to her or he didn't. Right? You asked her to self eliminate. You asked her to just leave the show if she really wanted to date you. Like she is here for a dating show. Like why would she do that? And why would you even ask this girl something like that in the first place? It really don't make sense. But a lot of stuff don't make sense. So I'll just wait for him to try to explain himself next week, and maybe he's just gonna deny it. Um, it sounds like he's probably just gonna deny it anyway. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Joy's behavior. I see a lot in comments on Instagram and some other places. People are saying they didn't care for her the way she's coming off on the reunion. But then we have to remember they are editing these people's personalities even on that show to make them look a certain way. And it may not necessarily be who they are. Um, and I was trying to make that point about last season about the Camille and Zadia thing. Just because they're making certain women look a certain way, do not mean all of those women did not have a strong personality. Because all of them, seem like it, when you see them on those lives, they all seem that way. Like they would say it how they mean it. Um, and so I didn't necessarily buy into the whole Zadia situation. And so I think this season as well. I mean, they made Joy look a certain way, but then that may not necessarily be who she was, and we're probably seeing a little bit more of her. And then they stopped them from going live, right? Like 2 seasons ago, they were going live on their own, and we got to get to know them a little more on a personal level. And I think that what they're doing with the show is they're making these people look a certain way, and they may not be who they are. I don't understand her issue with Dakiya. Like, you're on a dating show, and the man chose you. Like I was hearing someone else say earlier today, he chose you. So what are you upset about? And what is it? What's the attitude for? What did she do to you? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe she said something that she didn't like. I don't, on the back end, something that we did not see. But I felt like Dakiya and Clifton handled that situation in a very classy way, because he went to her and he said to her, you know, that he chose Joy, right? They were on the trip. She could see it anyway. Like, she should have known it from the Truth or Dare game. And I said that in my other video. But I don't know what Clifton was saying to Dakiya to make her hold on like that. So, I mean, they're either going to talk about that or they're not. But I felt like he handled that in a very classy way. Um, and so there's no reason for anybody to get upset over anything. It's not like he was doing anything behind her back. You guys are on a dating show. So I don't know. That part is weird to me. Um, and the camera was flashing on her a lot. You know, I feel like the producers, there's definitely selecting the people they want to highlight. They're not going to highlight everyone equally. They're going to pick who they want to highlight, and clearly that's what they're doing. Some of that, her behavior, like I'm with the women who are saying I didn't appreciate her hugging Eric um, o- over that conversation, because he's wrong. He should not. He shouldn't be out here touching women without their permission. And it's almost as if he's trying to say something like, she was letting me know she wanted it, but then he's not really giving us the full story. And Dakiya's looking at him really strange, like that's just not true. So, it's hard to believe that situation that way. I think that she's right. I think that he just went too far, and he just don't want to own up to that. Um, who I don't even know at his age why he would think it's appropriate for him to touch someone that like that. Knowing that you're on this dating show. First of all, you guys are on TV, number one. That's all the reason not to overstep with any of these people, right? Like, you would think that, I don't know. That's what I would think. Like, that's all the reason for you not to be on here overstepping with any of these ladies. And you shouldn't assume that she wants anything, even if she is flirting with you. Because they were doing a lot of flirting this season, right? Saying a lot of things, but that still doesn't give you a right to put your hands on anyone. And then I don't know if he was saying they kissed or something, but then he also admits that they had this whole conversation about he selected Carmen as his number one. So if you selected Carmen as your number one, that's another all the other reason why you shouldn't be touching her, right? That's what I think. Like, I don't get that. Um, yeah, I just don't get that, and I really feel like I don't know. I didn't like the way she kind of was consoling him, because he was wrong and he should have just apologized and left it alone. It was almost like he was halfway apologizing as well. And so I agree with the people, like, she was doing too much with that. Because if he would have reached over and started putting his hands on her, right, in an inappropriate way, then what? Right? You would expect Clifton to get up and handle the situation, right? So yeah, like, no, no. Because I don't think she would like it if Eric would have started touching her like that. So Yeah, you don't pat nobody on the back over nothing like that. And that's just my opinion. She can say whatever she want to say. Clearly, she has some issue with Dakiya, so that's why she is acting it out in a certain way. But I do agree with the women that her behavior was not appropriate because as a woman, you should have just fell in line with Dakiya because I don't want anybody putting their hands on me, right? Unless you're gonna know for sure that that's where we are, right? Period. You're gonna know for sure when you know when you're in that space with someone. You don't just assume because she's flirting with you or she has a certain dress on that that means she wants something to happen between you and her, right? And the best way to really know that is to ask. So I don't know, and he's a little too old for anybody to have to give him instructions like that, right? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. It was a little bit on the perv side, and I guess he really don't like that conversation. And she was trying to be as respectful as she could with him, but she stood her ground to say that it just wasn't. No, she wasn't feeling it like that. And like I said, if you were telling her all this stuff about Carmen, that's all the reason. Another reason you shouldn't be touching her. So I don't really get where he's coming from with that. And I didn't like the way Joy was like putting her hand on him or what have you. That wasn't cool. Um but yeah, I guess she will explain herself next week. I mean, well, Friday. Yeah, next week. But they're on vacation together, and Demetrius is with them, and he's has some other women with him from based on the pictures that I'm seeing on. I think that's on Clifton's page. So they're on vacation now, or maybe they're in Mexico because she's based there for 6 months. I think people were saying she's going to be there for 6 months. You know, I don't, like I said in my last video, I don't even understand how and why you would even go on a dating show knowing that you are moving around like that. I think, I mean, I guess it's okay because the show is just a TV show, but that's a weird way to end something like that to me. Um, and when the relationship don't work, no one should be surprised at the end of the day, right? And that's what I feel like they're saying to us with all of that. And that's just my opinion. Um, I didn't get the Golden Girl thing because both of those women were younger than Donovan, so that was weird for him to call them the Golden Girls. Um, but yeah, I guess he was just upset because they were calling him out and agreeing with Sabrina. Um, yeah, it's hard for me to take him serious with the Carmen situation because it seems that he had his eyes in a lot of places, right? And before he got to Carmen, like I said in my last video, he had his eyes in a lot of places before he even got to her. So it's kind of hard for me to take that whole thing serious, but we'll see where it goes, I guess, down the line. It may be in their contract for them to stay together X amount of time, and then if they want to break up by the next season, they can. And I think the next season is in Miami. I'm not sure if they started filming yet or if they're still filming, but I think they said the next season is in Miami. So, what did you guys think of the reunion? I noticed that they didn't talk to some of the people who were eliminated first, so I don't know if he's going to do that on Friday as well. Um, well, I think it was Tiffany and I forget the guy's name, that the first guy to leave. Um, I didn't. I don't recall him talking to them, so maybe he's going to do that next week. And of course, then we're going to see all this precious stuff play out. I can understand her being upset with Demetrius because, like I said, I don't think that's cool for people to just start saying stuff like that, and you can't really prove it, right? Unless he know her off the show, and maybe he do know something about her. But I think he was calling her a party girl and saying that she wasn't really there for a relationship. And that she stated that in her interview that she didn't appreciate him saying that. So I don't know if he knows her or not. We'll find out next week. I guess we're going to find out about the Tina and Paul situation and Tina and Donovan as well, because I don't really know what happened with that. But like I said, he seemed to have his eyes in different places. Um, and I understand he was just coming in, but it just still comes off like you need a strong one and a strong two, not 4, 5, and 6, right? So I don't know. Yeah, that is, yeah, it's kind of hard to buy into. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like the setup with the blind dates and the way that he's bringing people in to the show as blind dates? Or do you like the old format better where it's just 10 guys and 10 women and whoever ends up at the end ends up at the end? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the part one and Joy and Dakiya situation. I don't understand. I guess we'll get a better understanding on Friday. And what do you think about Paul and um, Tina, where they had words on Instagram? She was calling him grandpa, and he talking about he's going to pray for her, and that's why he told Tommy not to bring the younger women on there. No, I think they can have the younger women on there, but I think they need to have a mixture of 30, early 30 men and early 30 women, and then have the mixture of the 50 something or 40, whatever they are. Because Donovan is trying to make it sound like he is a young gun, but you kind of up there. Um, so both of those women, Precious and Dakiya, I believe they're both in their 30s, and so you're older than them. Uh, calling them golden girls, but yeah. Then he was playing the anthem, "Thank you for being a friend." So maybe he was just saying, I don't know, being a friend to her, to Sabrina. But if he said it, then he said it, right? If you went around saying that to people, then that's just what it is. But I guess he didn't tell Carmen because Carmen seemed surprised by that information that he wanted to date Joy as well. She seemed, the look on her face, it looked as if she didn't get that information. She didn't get that memo. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments about the part one of the reunion. And what are you looking forward to hearing about on Friday? And do you like that new setup where they are bringing in the blind dates? I like the first. I like the 10 guys and the 10 women. I think the blind date stuff is not fair to them because they do have to try to do a lot in a short amount of time, and then it can make them look a certain way, right? Come off a certain way. Because I definitely, it's hard for me to buy into Donovan when he was just all over the place. But then I guess he was, I don't know. That's just my opinion. You guys can let me know what you thought about it in the comments and what do you want to see next week. What are you looking forward to seeing? And what do you think about Ace and Tyrone? Tyrone from last season. They are now dating. Let me know in the comments. Um, did I touch? Oh, yeah. I think one of the other YouTubers was saying that. I think I did talk about that in the beginning. No, Sabrina was upset because Demetrius went back and told his mother about her kissing Donovan, and Donovan was the one who told Demetrius. And so Demetrius kind of, and I agree with what he's saying. It's different if you come to me and you say it, you let me know before he can come in to me and kind of throw it in my face, because then it looks like you're doing something that you're keeping from me, right? and we're on this TV show. That's not a good look. Um, so yeah, I do agree with that, but I understand what she's saying as well. Like, yeah, if you already given your mother an impression of me, then no, I don't think this is a good idea for me to meet her, especially when I have doubts about you anyway, right? So I mean, I get it. It makes more sense getting that information. Um, but yeah, like I said, why was she kissing Donovan anyway? If you were saying Demetrius was your strong pick, um, I do think she was not there for the purpose of the show, and that's just my opinion. Um, I just think she was there to play the game of the show, and that's what she was doing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.